Sosa, viral, Favo. Wait. How's it go? Sosa, Favi, viral, movie. I'm in this bitch with the Wooski. You know what? I've been I'm sorry about that by the way. I've been thinking I gotta start being more YouTube-ish. Like I just come on here, pause, and just go straight into making the video. Cause it's like I don't even really be caring. But I do be caring, but it's like I'm like so focused on the video that I be forgetting like, follow me on Twitter at LeeIK888. You know what I'm saying? Um like this video, share this video please. Comment so it can hit the algorithm. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get better at that. I got a vlog channel that I'm in the process of developing content for that'll be more lighthearted. You know what I'm saying? It won't be as serious as this. And even in this information now, I'm trying to be a little less serious than I was before. Like I'll still talk about trauma and stuff like that, but it's like I'm kind of shifting to, different type of information. So yeah, if you grew up wanting to be a super nigga, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I would sit there for like minutes, hours with my hand trying to like shoot a fireball out or like do a kamehameha or some shit. Like I would be one of them niggas in the bathtub, like really pretending the little wave that I make is coming out of my hands. You know what I'm saying? And the first time I ever smoked weed, I swore, and this is obviously probably just a hallucination, but I swore I was making like a little energy ball with my hand. And now when you read some of these books, like get the book Astro Dynamics by is it Donald Tyson? I'm not sure. But get the book Astro Dynamics. It's like a blue book with a blue cover. Just search that, and even if that's not the exact name, something like that will come in there before it starts telling you the techniques to like leave your body for astral projection. It talks to you about uh I don't even know if me just cleaning my AirPod is gonna be on the audio. Hold on. Okay, good. It wasn't in the audio. Yeah, before it tells you about leaving your body, it talks to you about making an energy ball in your hand. So it's kind of like, maybe I just did that shit by accident and I was seeing the visualization of what I was doing because you can concentrate energy into a particular body part and kind of like feel that shit. Almost like what you see on Dragon Ball Z or Naruto or one of your favorite animes, but you can actually like feel it there. You could even practice this right now while you listen to this. You could close your eyes and practice like, ooh, I'm gonna put energy into my hand, and you can practice that with your mind, like seeing a little spirit bomb there. You know what I'm saying? And do that over and over and over until you get better at it. And the more you clear your energy pathways, whether that be with diet, like food, lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, stretching, doing certain things like clearing the clutter in your mind, shadow work, shit, clearing the clutter in your environment, stuff like that would be easier to feel, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know how I started talking about that. But yeah, first time I got high, I seen an energy ball in my hand, like some Dragon Ball Z shit. But yeah, I always wanted to be a super nigga. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to have powers and shit. And then come to find out, we do got powers. We got more powers than we realize. And I'm not talking about even fantasizing to do what like you hear the old monks and shit used to do. Like, oh, the nigga was doing he was moving some shit with his mind or something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if our DNA gets upgraded enough in our lifetime that we can do stuff like that. And if there's not people who does stuff like that now, and they're in secret or the CIA picked them up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying there's things you do by accident. Like when women be like, I shoot my shot by thinking it. You're sending a nigga a telepathic telekinesis type message, some doctor, some Jean Grey shit, but you don't realize it. But it's supernatural, but it's natural. But it's some supernatural shit. But you don't realize it because it's just a part of your feminine everyday nature. You're like, I'm not about to go up to this nigga. I'm gonna magnetize him to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's some super shit, but we don't realize it. We overlook that shit. But what if you could do that all the time? You know what I'm saying? But this isn't even that part of the video. This is a prequel to another video I'm making called Your Name is a Story. You know what I'm saying? So this is being the hero of that story. And then after that, I'll talk more about divine nigga archetypes. I don't know why I threw the nigga in there. It wasn't necessary, but I did it. So divine archetypes that all of us are, and on a like, you'll hear the name fairy, but I'll relate it all the way down to being like an elementary school teacher. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear the word wizard, but I'll make it like I'll tell you how being a DJ is like being a wizard. You know what I'm saying? So, um, where am I going with this? Okay, so you're the hero of your story. You always, if you ever wanted to be a super nigga like me, I'm telling you that your story and your trials and tribulations is the exact thing that's gonna help you be the super nigga that you always wanted to be. And another thing that this does that's very powerful, it gives you a chance to be in the observer role of your own life, which sometimes can be difficult because it's like you're the one living your life. You're the one in the hustle and the bustle and the day to day, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can I stop and observe? And when you realize that you're on a journey, and it's not like some cliche shit like, oh, I'm on my spiritual journey, I'm eating healthy, I just got baptized, I just got my crystals, I just bought my first Oracle deck. Um, oh, I just lit my first candle. The spirits talking to me. You know, it's not none of that shit. Everybody's on a journey. You know what I'm saying? From the hardcore Christian to the hardcore atheist. It don't matter. As long as you down here, you came to do something. And you may never fulfill that in this lifetime. I have to come back and be like a super senior in the next lifetime doing the same shit plus extra work on top. But everybody came to do something. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about figuring out what your something is. So what was I about to say? Um yeah, so what understanding your journey makes you be like, okay, if I'm here to do X, Y, and Z, I'm here to be a journalist. It says in my chart that I can even be a popular journalist. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at the aspects, I'm looking at the degrees, you know what I'm saying? This is just some hypothetical shit. And it's saying like I could be a really good journalist. I'm trying to think of some placement off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of like what? You got like Leo and Mercury. And I'm not even gonna try to make it up. I'm sorry. I'm always doing these videos at like 5, 6 a.m. But let's just say you could be this. You got that strong Mercury energy. You're a good writer. You know what I'm saying? You got an expansive mind. Whatever. You are great at asking questions, and you just always deep down felt like that was something that you wanted to do, but you didn't know how. If you are stuck at Foot Locker right now, right? But I just told you that you then, and whatever your version of that is, right? You that and no, this is no offense to anybody who could be at Foot Locker. I'm just making something up, right? Like, yo, if you feel stuck, if you're just like, what am I here? I've just been suffering in life. Like, yo, what the fuck? What am I here to do? Like, am I just here to suffer? Because there's many times on my journey I done felt that. Like, I would be honest. Like, I done been like, yo, what is the point of me being alive? Like, for real, like, I've done nothing. Like I used to, and then when I was doing my shadow work, I started raising up my internal value, and I realized I thought a lot of the things that I thought was like good times in my life was some bullshit, or I was getting like horrible treatment, but getting told to be happy with the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you live in the hood. A lot of kids in the hood don't get to go on vacation, so be happy that you get to go on vacation, even though it's not a vacation. You just in another state at your uncle house, and everybody in the house doing all types of crazy shit to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I started realizing, like, damn, even when I thought I was getting a break, it was just another piece of me being broken. Yo, that, yo, oh shit, that's funny. Yeah, even when I thought, I wish I could have said that without laughing. I'm not gonna edit it out though. I'm gonna leave it authentic. I wish I could have got a break, but even when I thought I was getting a break, that was just another piece of me being broken. But yeah, I started looking at it like that, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, even when I even and you'll hear some more of this in your names of the story. But like, I used to spend some time at this aunt's house in a nice area. It was like away from everything. She would cook for me and stuff. Come to find out years later, the nigga that was her husband was beating the shit out of her. And it's like, yo, you be like, I'm like, a lot of my stories start off as happy stories. I'm like, oh damn. So while I was sleeping or in the other room, he could have just been choking the shit out of her. And then they were just playing it like you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, the little happy vacations start getting dark. Like they get dark out of nowhere. So trust me, man, whatever you could be going through, have went through, you're not alone when I say there has been many times where I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why am I going through this? This is not the wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I here? And then once you learn this information, that shit could almost make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, yo, this shit is a simulation. This you start getting alienated from your family if your family ain't into this shit. You start like like you get alienated from all your friends. You become the outcast among the outcast almost. And then it gets even deeper. Because if you a true initiate, like you just into this information just cause it just called out to you. You're not one of the people BSing. Even amongst the people who are into this information, you start feeling alienated because you like, damn. You get to a certain understanding that you're just like, damn. Uh, Even I don't fit in. It's like there's no, and that's kind of a part of what the occult path is on the low. You know, it's kind of like a solo thing that may or may not benefit other people depending on what your purpose is. But it's really all about you. So then you kind of just you start feeling lonely. You know what I'm saying? And you could be like me, where it's like, yo, I'm good by myself. I can do it all by myself. I don't need nobody. Blah blah blah. It's like I say that on the surface while having like prominent 11th house placements, which is like all about with you and your friends and shit. So it's like I'm obviously not doing this. My pathway to success doesn't even involve being alone or my life right there. Part of my script definitely doesn't involve being alone, but it sounds good to say, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that to say it's like as a human, it's just natural to want to be around people and between your bad experiences and being alienated, you will really start to question like, yo, why like what is this all about? What is the point of studying this information? Like what am I even here for? You know what I'm saying? I could get rich, I could start a family, it's like I could do all of these things. And it's like, does it even matter? It's like you'll almost start going a little crazy if you don't ground yourself. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to ground yourself to the reality a little bit because you understand that you came here with a job to do. And you know how it talks about in the biblical sense, Christ the Redeemer? Well, you're the Christ who has to redeem themselves. And the Christ, as in the heart chakra, you go through all these different trials and tribulations that break your heart. And more than likely, for you to be into this information, you probably, well, as a kid, had a big heart and shit over and over broke it. Whether you was just one of them outgoing kids and all the other vampiric type kids that had fucked up, we could all be in fucked up situations, but for some of us, it's like we don't even, as kids, we don't even know what's going on, so we be happy and go lucky. And like other kids don't be liking that. They'll be wanting to fight you. They'll be wanting to bully you. You know what I'm saying? They just, from a young age, people don't like your light, and you don't be knowing why. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize that you an alien down here, that you're not meant to be like everybody else. You are fucking Mark Chang in Fairly Odd Parents. That's why that's part of it. But another thing is just it's all a part of the script. You know what I'm saying? These things are here to break your heart for you to one day be like, okay, I'm tired of being alone. How do I stop being alone? Life is just a series of programs that we put into our mind that dictate and create our reality. Our ego adapts these programs based on protecting us. So if we've been hurt by our friends, we're going to develop an ego or a shadow that's like, oh, I don't need no friends. If we have been finding comfort in our friends, we're going to have an ego or a shadow. It's like, yeah, I'm the life of the party with my friends. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to a point where it's like whatever programs you've been running based on your experience, where you're like, nah, I don't want that no more. I don't want no more crazy girls. I don't want to have just a bunch of one night stands no more. I'm tired of the one night stand program. I don't want to be afraid to commit. I don't want to be afraid of this. I don't want to have a partner and I don't know how to be with them in certain ways. I don't want to be afraid of love. When you get tired of those programs, I'm tired of attract a certain type of person. How are you gonna attune your frequency to attract a different person? You know what I'm saying? So when you get tired of certain programs and now you want to download and implement new software to run, that's when you start healing yourself and you start redeeming yourself. It's gonna come from the desire. And that's really when shadow work and stuff is gonna come in. A lot of times I feel like relationships force this because you get into a relationship, you guys start mirroring each other and bringing out that shadow, and it's like you know what I'm saying. So it's like niggas start butting heads, and you realize you even have these problems because nothing was making you sit and see yourself before. So what am I talking about? I hate when that happens. So when you're ready to download a new program, and start redeeming your stuff, start healing. You know what I'm saying? This is when people in the religious sense is like they realize the club is that clubbing lifestyle where they're like drinking and turning up and kind of like sleeping around is a vampiric lifestyle because the way is because they're in a situation where they're constantly giving their energy out, but it's never coming back in. What do you mean by that? They're giving money to the club. Is the club them giving them any money? They're the one consuming the drinks. They're the one going out all the time. They could have been at home resting. You know what I'm saying? They're the one sleep with somebody, giving their body up, opening it up. They stop doing that. A person stops doing that, whether it be a man or a woman, and they start going on the religious side. Let's say just use a church, and because you in church, you don't want to. You feel like someone's watching you, so it's like, all right, I'm not going to be sleeping around. I'm not going to be giving my body up. No substances. Like You might even in the nowadays, because of how trendy and how more information is out there, might even start eating healthier and go to the gym. So now this person trying to be more holy accidentally starts doing things that keep the energy in. So that's why they start feeling better because they're no longer constantly giving their energy out, besides to the church and Jesus now. But that's a metaphor for like when someone is like, okay, I'm getting on my alkaline diet now. I'm getting on my, and a lot of times it don't even have to be food. It's just a change of lifestyle in general. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, if you want to, you get to that point of feeling like, man, I gotta redeem myself. So when you're taking the observer role, you gotta realize that all of this is a story that you're playing out, and you're meant to be the hero of the said story. You know what I'm saying? You start off as the ugly nigga in middle school. You start off weird. You start off getting picked on, misunderstood. You start off in the projects. Pick a nigga story. You start off in the suburbs, but you a nigga. You start off in the suburbs, but you black surrounded by white people with different backgrounds, and you feel out of place. You don't fit in with your family. Maybe you get exiled from your family for whatever reason. All these different things that send you on a crazy path. Maybe you come from an abusive household. Shit, maybe you like Toph and your family rich, they loving, but they don't understand you and you just want to take a different path. You don't want to be an accountant, you want to be a singer. You know what I'm saying? Many different paths. A lot of things will make you feel less than yourself. And we living in a reality that's based on how you feel and based on what you believe and your self concept. So you could damn near look at it like your most important beliefs is your beliefs about yourself and your life currently and your life coming up has been trying to get you to feel like you a bitch ass nigga and you ain't shit and you a victim. A lot of the melanated content that's pushed to so-called black people is victim content. You know what I'm saying? And one of the ways they're able to get away with it is because we are victims of things as a people, as individuals. You know what I'm saying? You could just be on you could be coming from the best family situation, you and your girl. Y'all on a Friday night passionate date. Y'all getting ready to go home and break the mattress, and on the way home, police officer pulls you over. Just hating. You know what I'm saying? So as a people, we can't like even in the best case scenario, you can look at it like we victims. But the problem is when we take on this identity, your life is a reflection of that, and that's why it don't get better. That people don't know how to move from that, and it's getting projected on them. For a while, I was staying in that victim consciousness. Why me? Why this? Why that? And astrology is one of the first things aside from like, your life is a script and blah blah blah. Because you can hear that, but nobody don't want to hear that when you've been assaulted. Don't nobody hear that want to hear that when, you know what I'm saying, you've been homeless. Don't nobody want to hear that when all the bills is piling up, that this is a simulation. Sometimes that shit will damn near piss you off. It's like, okay, this shit is a simulation, blah blah blah, but I'm still like, you damn near feel stuck. Like I'm still stuck down here, nigga, unless I kill myself and I gotta like this nigga Senna tweets it all the time. I think that's his name. You gotta go to the DMV and renew your license. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta know all of this shit, but you're still down here renewing your license. Sometimes knowing this shit could be like, what's the fucking point? And I gotta still do shit like renew my license and pay Geico for insurance. Yes, and I know there's some Moorish niggas probably listening to this because it's like you ain't file your paperwork or you ain't got to realize that you're the hero of your story. You have to actualize that. You have to jump back in observer mode. Watch as many superhero movies as you want, or any stories with a hero, or any stories with a redeemer. and understand that you might already have a story that you low key already subconsciously identify with. You might love Kung Fu Panda because you see yourself as Kung Fu Panda. You might see yourself as a chosen one who wasn't meant to be chosen. And who is determined and not meant to be chosen? You. But just like the turtle said, the universe don't make mistakes. So you was chosen for a reason. You had to go through that hell. Watch my DBZ videos because that was Goku. That was your version of Goku being under all that pressure. In Dragon Ball Z, they always train it under pressure because once they get back out into the real world, once they get back out into the real world after 2, 3 months, because let's say Goku was flying to Namek for a couple months, right? And let's say there was weeks of like Gohan and them, and if you've never seen the show, you could literally just watch this or watch recaps, and you don't have to watch it for entertainment. You can literally watch it for a spiritual understanding. Um, so let's just say they spent some months out there, right? And on the show, they had to speed it up to make it seem like it was a few weeks or days. So that would have been months that Goku was training under pressure. When Vegeta was trying to turn Super Saiyan, that was months of him training under pressure. They breaking their back, breaking their bones and shit, just from all the pressure, and then reviving themselves, it's testing the limits of how much pressure they can handle. In this modern human world that we in now, our version of that is like shit. We got a car note, we got insurance, we got kids, we got we got to get fresh because we niggas. Uh, you know what I'm saying? We need to have a good time. We try to go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? We try to post pictures. We try to do a lot of things, and we try to figure out how to make it work. That's our pressure. On top of the mental pressure from the trauma that we have. And make your trauma personal in the sense that stop taking on the global black people trauma or the global people struggle. Your trauma is your trauma that you need to work through personally for your personal journey. You know what I'm saying? Um, so from there, what was I saying? So yeah, when you when you realize that all of this stuff has been leading up to something, all of this stuff has been preparation for something. All of this stuff has been giving you your powers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your powers is just patience. The mental strength that you build from not killing yourself after going through certain shit. From man, think about it. If you had to think of the top three most traumatic things to happen to you, and let's say especially into like late teenhood, adulthood, you probably had to just go to work or something the next day. You know what I'm saying? Get crazy felt up in the club, get into a horrific car accident, something, somebody important to you dies, you gotta just go to work. Cause shit don't stop. So it's like the fact that you could even be at work after something crazy happened to you is insane mental fortitude. You know what I'm saying? Start looking at it like that. That means you are already mentally strong, stronger than you realize. The fact that you have it off yourself. The fact that you have a desire to keep going. Something's keeping you going. What is it? The deep subconscious understanding that you are here to do something and you don't even know what it is. You search it. That's why you listening to this video. You're trying to remember. This is just me relaying your spirit, trying to tell you what the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up yet. So You stop taking things so personal, and that sounds crazy, right? I'm not even saying you forgive a nigga yet. You got to do all of that in your own shadow work. I'm just talking about being the observer. You stop taking things so personal. You stop saying, woe's me, why is me. You stop looking at it as like the whole world was against you, because you're gonna have to change your mindset if you want to change your reality. And you look at it like it's just part of the script. Then you start taking accountability for how these things have been making you feel. And then from when you watch the superhero movies and the shows, and you see in these movies how they have to go on their journeys to redeeming themselves, you look at yourself like that. Then you realize whatever you're here to do, even if it's just to be a makeup artist. And I don't even want to say like that's a little job, but this society will make you feel that way. Like, oh, you ain't no doctor, you ain't no lawyer, you a makeup artist. But a makeup artist who does like a teenage girl's prom picture, right? She does the makeup for that. You know how much people you impacting? You know how much people in her family she gonna give that picture to? She gonna be showing that to her daughter later on. The makeup that you did. So it's like if we don't have people out here to do it, we don't have somebody to help them create that moment to make them feel good. Shit. They could be insecure about themselves, and something about the way you do their makeup just makes them feel so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with niggas. It could be you could just be a personal trainer. You could be here to help people transform themselves. You know what I'm saying? We look at that like it's just some measly thing. We don't understand how many people that can impact. You could be the person that helps a nigga whip a nigga into shape, and then he goes starts a family, and then his kid goes on to like open a restaurant that feeds millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we don't understand our impact. And we think, and I feel like people think if they're not like doing something in their community or doing something for the collective, like I got to read for all the Aries right now, I got to read for all the Pisces. They think they're not helping a large group of people. But you don't need to open up a store in the hood to have the type of effect you're trying to have by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be having that effect just by doing things for yourself. Sometimes just raising yourself up. A lot of times we think people are copying us and stuff like that. We don't understand that we the one, we the trailblazers, we the one setting the way for other people to raise themselves up too. They see you being yourself. They don't even know how to be themselves. They try to learn how to be themselves from seeing you be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes you could have just been bummy and then you start getting flea. And other people just need to see that to be like, okay, if they could do it, I could do it. When Vegeta and them saw them going Super Saiyan, he was like, oh, fuck no. I'm gonna figure this shit out. He didn't even ask for their help. He just figured it out. So sometimes people just need to see you hopping out of a nice car or something, hearing your story or something, seeing your testimony. And not even on a YouTube or a large scale necessarily like what I'm doing. Just in everyday life, you could just be a nurse at the job. You could just be a construction work. You could just be anywhere, McDonald's, and just talking to somebody and the wisdom or whatever, helping them, helping tons of other people. You could be talking a nigga off the ledge, giving him wisdom and shit, and now he going home, changing how he feel about his BM and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we just don't know the impact we have, but we have to realize that's what we're here for. Not to save the community, not to save the world, not to save Mother Gaia and the earth, not to save the spirit world, not to resurrect our ancestors and get back and get back the land and all of that, but to save ourselves. And in saving yourself, you will have that impact with other people. Now, when people hear this, it's important that you don't think black or white. And I mean, like, if you are meant to do or already doing something in your community, you just be like, oh, well, I guess I'm not supposed to do that. It's like, no, I'm speaking to the person who thinks everyone's supposed to be like Martin Luther King rioting and shit again, just wasting their energy. No, there's plenty of things you could do right now, though, that have that impact. If you're meant to teach, then teach. If you're in whatever you already passionate about, whatever it might be, that's probably what you're supposed to be doing. And everything that came with redeeming yourself is going to give you the power to do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're meant to be in front of the camera, maybe you got to start off feeling ugly because the confidence that you build is what's going to make you the real star on camera. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to change your perspective, take accountability for how these things affect you, and start changing your reality. Wherever you are right now, you could be in Walmart today and in a mansion. Not tomorrow. Well, shit, it could be tomorrow. Niggas be you never know. You know, I don't want to put a time limit on anything. Time ain't real, but I'm not trying to always talk about a monetary thing. But I'm saying whatever your versions of these things are. You could be in Walmart today working, slaving, and in a mansion tomorrow with a butler. Whatever your version of that is. You don't have to be stuck in a situation. You don't have to be letting what's going on in the world affect you. We above the world. We're not even from this world. We transcend it. And the best way to do that is with your mind and understanding you're just on a journey. So it's like, yo, you'll be looking at it like, shit, well, no matter what happens, according to the script, and this is supposed to happen. So it's just like, man, shit, let me just follow the script. Wow, let me start writing the script. Okay, if I know I'm here to be a first grade teacher, I'm gonna be the first grade teacher that drive to school with the Lexus, and all the other teachers gonna be hating on me. Ha ha ha! Like you know what I'm saying? Like I always use monetarily things. I don't know what your version of that is. Your version could be having 4 kids, happily married. You don't really care about what car you drive. You know what I'm saying? You just have a nice house, a field, and 2 dogs. You're like, yo, in a world where the economy is crazy, I just want to be happy to have my kids and my family, and they be healthy. Whatever your version is, you just know that you can have it. You just know that you're not meant to be stuck in your traumatic situations. And you even begin to understand why you had them in the first place. Batman had to see his parents die to develop the passion to want to stop criminals and also not become like one of them. So you are the hero of your story. You just don't know it yet, but now you know. You are gonna redeem yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say you're gonna try. If you made it this far in the video, that means that you are desperate to redeem yourself. You are desperate to download new programs. And I don't say desperate in a bad way. I mean, you are ready now. Like you like, okay, man. I've just been letting life pass me by when I should be flying. And what I mean by flying, I mean like use your mind to guide you to where to go, where I should just be flying to all my destinations. You know what I'm saying? I've just been letting life beat me up when I need to start being the one to beat life's ass. You know what I'm saying? I need to start conquering life. I need to start getting what the fuck I want out of this. Change your whole mind. You start feeling powerful. This world tried to make you feel weak. And once you put yourself back up, you're gonna feel twice as strong. You came down here with no wings and you here to get them back and then eventually fly off into your version of the sunset. So yeah, you're the hero of your story. You're here to redeem yourself. Your trials and tribulations is a part of the script. Control how you let it affect you. Figure out what you're here to do. I cannot stress this enough. because that helps you play observer so much better. I finally accepted the fact I'm here to make these videos. I'm here to help people. I'm here to research. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, do the things I'm passionate about. I finally accept that. And then, you know, I look in the observer role and be like, okay, certain things happen in my life just for me to talk about. What is your version of that? This way, you're not looking at it like, damn, the universe hates me. I'm just meant to be abused. I'm just meant to have trauma. No, you're not. That was then. That was what you came into the earth with. That was a part of your script for whatever reason. You can even do things like go back in time and change the script with shit like hypnotherapy, with shit like revision of the mind. This is what I'm talking about. It's like it's time for niggas to know how powerful we are. And this shit is not like a secret. Like, yeah, it's considered a cult, but it's not really like that secretive. A lot of people know about the subconscious. A lot of people know about hypnotherapy, but it's time that you know if you don't know. It's time that you know that that traumatic thing from 6 years old, if you want to wipe it from your mind and put a happy birthday there, you could. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to stay. You literally don't even have to stay in these traumatic moods. There's plenty of tools outside of crystals and stones, outside of just books, outside of just rituals. There's plenty of tools. And just embrace the cards that you were dealt because you chose them. You signed the contract. You asked for this experience to learn more about yourself. So keep learning, keep going, and redeem yourself. Embrace yourself. Be who you want to be and start doing what you came here to do.